It's time for the mic drop. I and each show going deep on one topic affecting our community in hopes we can all learn a little more. The January 6th committee held its fourth public hearing yesterday, and the testimony that came out of it should be upsetting to all Americans, upsetting and angering. One by one, Arizona House Speaker Rusty Bowers, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and his Chief Operating Officer Gabriel Sterling laid out in detail former President Trump's attempts to pressure them into turning the presidential election in his favor, attempts which ultimately failed, thankfully, when the public servants upheld their commitments to democracy rather than a singular individual armed with arguments built on a web of lies. But as compelling as those three were, and they were, it was the testimony of former election worker Shaye Moss that grabbed hold of every part of me, and I'm guessing many of you as well. Because we all know a Shaye Moss and a Lady Ruby, her mother. We see them at every election, and they see us and remember us. Always cheerful, always helpful, always with a smile. The perfect ambassadors of democracy. So to hear of them being treated in such a foul manner, with no one and nowhere to turn for relief, is especially galling. The harassment actually begins with Rudy Giuliani publicly maligning them with falsehood after falsehood and testimonies given to the Georgia state legislators.
Of Ruby Freeman and Shaye Freeman Moss and one other gentleman, quite obviously surreptitiously passing around USB ports as if they're vials of heroin or cocaine.
Oh, I got it. Just like drug dealers, right, Mr. Mayor?
I mean, it's obvious to anyone who's a criminal investigator or prosecutor, they are engaged in surreptitious illegal activity, again, that day.
Obvious. What exactly was obvious? That they were doing their job, a job, again, they volunteered to do strictly for the love. Congressman Adam Schiff got the bottom of the mystery of the USB drives. Shaye's mother was giving her a ginger mint. That's right, a pocketbook candy becoming the tool of a conspiracy in the mind of America's mayor. But that was just the beginning. The lies would be told again and again.
We had at least 18,000, that's on tape. We had them counted very painstakingly, 18,000 voters having to do with Ruby Freeman. She's a vote scammer, a professional vote scammer and hustler.
That was former President Trump himself lying about Lady Ruby to Brad Raffensperger. He said her name 18 times on that call, lying the whole time. Now, I need you to really think about this. The President of the United States aimed the powers of the state at a single person. It's disgraceful. And there's no other word for it. Disgraceful and dangerous. The lies told directly put these women and their loved ones in danger. They had to leave their homes in fear. And by the way, they're still living their lives in fear for the crime of doing their duty to uphold democracy. And if that doesn't anger you, then you're lost. All right, that's it for Open Mic. We'll be back the same time tomorrow. You guys have a beautiful Hump Day Wednesday. I'm Reese Waters.